When you look at the current landscape of the NBA, the message from former Laker Pau Gasol couldn't come at a better time. He's urging the Lakers, players, coaches, and front office alike, to stop staring into the crystal ball of the future and start focusing on the present. And honestly, he's absolutely right. The obsession with 2026, 2027, with cap space years down the line, it's almost like people forgot what's sitting in front of them right now. You've got LeBron James. You've got Luka Doncic. You have two of the top 10 players in the world, and not just top 10, two of the most offensively gifted engines the NBA has seen in the last 2 decades. That alone should be the headline. That alone should shift the mindset. This isn't the time to be worrying about a free agent class that may or may not even hit the market. This isn't the time to gamble on what-ifs years down the line. This is the time to make the most out of one of the most uniquely built Lakers teams in recent memory. You've got a roster that, while not perfect, has the talent to compete at the highest level. Yes, there are question marks. Yes, there are flaws. But so does every other contender in the league. OKC just won a title, and they were hanging on by a thread in multiple series. Denver was inches away from sending them home. Tyrese Halliburton going down with an injury possibly shifted the entire championship picture. So if the Lakers are waiting for some mythical, perfect roster, it's not going to happen. No team is without holes. Not in this era. But look at the core. LeBron and Luka together? That's not just exciting. That's potentially historic. You're pairing arguably the most intelligent floor general in NBA history with one of the most unstoppable young offensive forces the league has seen. That two-man game could be devastating. And if DeAndre Ayton plays to his potential, and more importantly, plays with a chip on his shoulder, the Lakers suddenly have a three-headed monster that can rival anyone. Ayton might just be the exact big man Luka has always needed. Mobile, active, and eager to prove people wrong. If he locks in, this could be the best version of Ayton we've ever seen. People are quick to point out that the Lakers aren't perfect. Sure, they could use more athleticism. They could use better two-way wings. They could use depth in a few spots. But what team doesn't have gaps? Again, look at OKC, barely made it through. The Celtics have talent for days, but they've also got inconsistencies. The Nuggets ran into injury walls. Every team has questions. And yet, the Lakers, with Luka and LeBron at the helm, somehow get held to a different standard. Now let's circle back to what Pau Gasol said, because it wasn't just a feel-good soundbite. It was a direct message, and one the organization needs to take seriously. His point was simple. You have a team now, so focus on maximizing this year. Let the front office handle the future when it gets here. For the players, the coaching staff, and the immediate decision-makers, it's go time. You don't wait around in this league. Let's not forget what kind of league this is. Nothing is guaranteed. You can line up the perfect blueprint and still walk away with nothing. Remember the Brooklyn Nets super team? On paper, it looked unbeatable. And yet here we are. Injuries, chemistry issues, bad timing. Anything can derail the dream. So when you have a window, no matter how slim or how complex, you seize it. Right now, the Lakers have a legitimate chance to compete for a title. That's not a pipe dream. That's not just fan hope. That's based on the talent on the floor. Let's be clear. There are things that need to be figured out. How does the Luka-LeBron dynamic function over the course of a season? Is Austin Reeves going to take a step forward or find himself pushed out of rhythm by new additions? How will Marcus Smart impact the rotation and bring that defensive edge this team's been missing? These are real questions, but they're not problems. They're challenges that can be worked through during the season. The foundation is solid. And when you look at the additions this team made, not just Luka and Ayton, but also Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia, and others, you see a front office that did make moves. This isn't a stagnant roster. This isn't a run-it-back-and-pray situation. The Lakers were proactive. The question now is whether they can be patient, whether they can let the roster settle, let the chemistry build, and then pounce at the right time with a move if necessary. What the Lakers shouldn't do is panic. They shouldn't force trades just because the fan base is restless or the media is calling for action. That kind of desperation is what led to the infamous Mozgov and Luol Deng contracts, moves that did nothing but set the franchise back for years. You don't want to act out of fear. You want to act out of opportunity. If the right trade comes, sure, be aggressive. But if it's not there, ride out. Let the team show you what it is. Because this Lakers roster might be a lot better than people think. Ayton could be a game changer. Luka is poised to have an MVP caliber season. LeBron, even at his age, still operates an all-NBA level when locked in. And again, the motivation is there. A large chunk of this roster is playing for contracts. Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, even Jake LaRavia and Gabe Vincent, all of them have something to prove. That kind of collective hunger can fuel a deep run. What's more, people keep asking, what if this doesn't work? But what if it does? What if the Luka, Ayton, LeBron trio clicks? What if Reeves thrives as a third or fourth option? What if the bench finds an identity and Smart brings that grit this team has lacked? Then suddenly, you're looking at a contender, not just in the West, but across the league. And let's stop pretending that cap space in 2 years is more valuable than a real title shot now. Even if the Lakers land a Giannis or Jokic-type player in 2027, there's no guarantee that brings a championship. Meanwhile, you have the pieces in place right now to go for it. You don't pass up on it now because of a maybe later. That's not how dynasties are built. So yes, you have to be smart. Yes, you need to avoid bad contracts and unwise trades. But you also have to recognize when the stars align. You have Luka Doncic and LeBron James. You have a center that might finally be in the perfect system for his skill set. You have a group of young, motivated players fighting for their place. That's a dangerous combination. The front office can't lose sight of that. The players can't coast through it. And the fans need to stop obsessing over 2026 and start appreciating what's unfolding right in front of them. This is a team with legitimate potential, not just a bridge to some future fantasy lineup. And if things break right, if this roster gels, if the health holds, if the chemistry grows, the Lakers are not just a playoff team. They're a threat. There's something dangerous about putting all your chips on a future that may never come. And that's exactly the trap the Lakers are flirting with if they keep treating the 2026 offseason like it's some guaranteed salvation. There's this idea floating around that the Lakers need to maintain cap flexibility to potentially land a superstar like Giannis Antetokounmpo or Nikola Jokic. But how realistic is that? Really? Teams don't just let MVPs walk out the door without a fight. And in the rare case that a player of that caliber becomes available, it's not cap space that gets the deal done. It's assets. It's players. It's picks. You don't sign Giannis in free agency. You trade for him before he gets there. Because if Milwaukee even suspects he's thinking about leaving, they're going to act first. The same goes for Denver and Jokic. These aren't franchises that sit around and wait to get blindsided. So now you've got a Lakers team sitting on this belief that preserving money for a free agent class 2 years down the line is worth more than investing in what could be a championship team today. That mindset has never worked in the NBA. And it makes even less sense when you consider the position this team is in right now. Again, LeBron is still here. Luka is locked in. Ayton is hungry. You've got young wings and key veterans. This team isn't just built to compete. It's built to win if the right pieces fall into place. If the goal is to win championships, then the path forward has to be aggressive patience. That means holding steady with what you have, evaluating the pieces in live game action, and making moves that enhance what's already working, not burning it all down for some vague financial flexibility that might never pay off. And look, let's be honest, if the Lakers win a title this year, they're running it back anyway. That magical cap space that everyone's talking about, it disappears the moment you try to keep the core intact. You're re-signing Ayton. You're re-signing Austin Reeves. You're probably bringing back Rui, depending on how he performs. Even Jake LaRavia, if he pops, becomes part of your long-term plans. So this dream of having max cap space while keeping all your guys is just that, a dream. The reality is you can either build a contender and lock in your best players, or you can chase cap flexibility and end up with a weaker roster, hoping someone chooses you. That's not a strategy. That's a prayer. And that's why this obsession with LeBron possibly leaving next year feels totally misplaced. If you're Rob Pelinka and the Lakers front office, your goal should be to keep LeBron in purple and gold as long as he's productive, which, by the way, he still very much is. Unless you're somehow trading for a top 5 player next summer, there's no one better you're bringing in. LeBron, even at his age, gives you more than any free agent on the market in 2026 will. So why would you push him out? Why would you plan around his departure unless you're already waving the white flag on contention? Sure, it's possible the Lakers could get a shot at a player like Giannis or Jokic, but those guys don't just hit the open market like it's NBA 2K. Their teams will want massive returns, and that means young players, draft picks, and a foundation to rebuild around. It doesn't mean just having money to spend. That's not enough. And right now, the Lakers are in a tricky spot. If they keep most of this roster and don't make a big trade, they won't have that cap space everyone's fantasizing about. But if they get the team to get that cap space, then they're left with a worse team and no guarantee of landing anyone meaningful. So why not lean into the now? Why not go all in this season, maximize the roster, and make a real run? You've got Luka entering his absolute prime. You've got LeBron still performing at an all-NBA level. You've got DeAndre Ayton in what could be a career-defining situation. If he breaks out, and all signs point to him being locked in, then the Lakers may have stumbled into a long-term answer at center. He's got the talent. He's got the physical tools. And with Luka feeding him the ball in the pick and roll, he's in the best possible situation to thrive. This is the kind of setup Ayton has never had, a chance to be a major part of a title-contending team, with a star guard that complements his game perfectly. And it's not just about Ayton. Look at the rest of the rotation. Marcus Smart brings a defensive tenacity this team lacked. Gabe Vincent has something to prove after an injury-filled season. Jared Vanderbilt, when healthy, is one of the best on-ball defenders in the league. And Jake LaRavia, though still unproven, has real upside if he can carve out a consistent role. That's a roster filled with players who are motivated, who want to prove they belong, and who know that the spotlight in Los Angeles burns brighter than anywhere else. This is exactly the kind of group that can surprise people. Not because they're sneaking up on anyone, but because they're deeper and more versatile than most fans realize. The Lakers don't need to trade half their team for another star. Not if this group hits its stride. What they need is internal development, health, and a front office willing to adjust on the margins without blowing everything up. The idea that they need to rush out and make a splash just for the sake of it is outdated. Smart franchises don't operate that way anymore. They tweak. They adapt. They wait for the right moment. And then they strike. And that's what makes this season so important. It's not just about whether they win a championship. It's about building an identity. It's about proving that this core is worth believing in. Because if it is, then the Lakers are in a great spot, not just for this season, but for the next few years as well. They'll be able to build continuity, something they've lacked for a long time. That continuity, the kind the Warriors, Nuggets, and Celtics have benefited from, is what separates good teams from great ones. But to get there, the Lakers have to stop hedging. They can't keep one foot in 2025 and another in 2027. They've got to pick a direction. And the obvious choice is the present. The talent is there. The motivation is there. The opportunity is there. Now it's just about making the most of it. Because in the NBA, nothing is promised, not even tomorrow. So when you've got a real chance to win today, you take it. No hesitation, no regrets, just focus, execution, and a belief that the best version of this team hasn't even shown itself yet. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, the NBA world is buzzing with whispers that could shake the league to its core. Multiple sources are hinting that Kevin Durant, one of the most prolific scorers of his generation, may be on the verge of signing with the Los Angeles Lakers. While no official announcement has been made, the mere suggestion has sent fans and analysts alike into a frenzy. Durant, known for his incredible versatility and ice-cold scoring ability, has long been the subject of trade rumors and free agency speculation, but a potential move to Los Angeles adds a new level of intrigue. According to insiders, discussions between Durant's camp and the Lakers' front office have reportedly intensified in recent weeks. The Lakers, desperate to reclaim their status as an elite contender in the Western Conference, would gain a superstar capable of transforming the team overnight. Pairing Durant with the likes of LeBron James and Anthony Davis could create one of the most formidable trios in recent memory, and the thought alone has fans flooding social media with speculation, memes, and predictions. Some are already imagining the Lakers dominating the league next season, while others caution that chemistry and cap space remain key concerns. Sources close to the situation suggest that Durant is evaluating not just the competitive potential, but also the lifestyle and media spotlight that comes with wearing the purple and gold in Los Angeles. While a signing is far from guaranteed, the chatter is enough to have NBA insiders spinning theories about how the Lakers could restructure their roster, make strategic trades, or adjust their salary commitments to accommodate one of the game's most expensive free agents. Even without confirmation, the mere rumor of Durant joining the Lakers has sparked heated debates across sports talk shows and online forums. Could this be the blockbuster move that finally brings another championship to Los Angeles? Or is it just another chapter in Durant's ever-evolving journey through the league? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The NBA offseason just got a whole lot more exciting. Fans everywhere are now glued to every hint, every cryptic social media post, and every whisper from league insiders, waiting for the moment when the rumor either ignites into reality or fizzles out into another what-if scenario. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.